Oh, now that's an intro. All right, let's calm down and let's get into the video. Yes, get in. We've done it. We've actually done it. 3-0, 3. 3 bloody nil. I cannot believe what I've seen last night. Champions of the world again. We just dismantled the Champions League winners. 3-0. Not a scrappy 1-0. Not a lucky 2-0. We absolutely took them apart. This was meant to be the unbeatable team. The ones chasing a quadruple. They were the massive favourites. And we just ended them in 45 minutes. I am losing my mind. This is what it means. This is what it's all for. Okay. Let me try and get it together. That was one of the most unbelievable, dominant and best performances I think I've seen from Chelsea. And going into this match, literally no one gave us a chance. You know, PSG had just literally battered Real Madrid 4-0 in the semi-final. They'd only let one goal in the entire tournament. Unlike 8 games, they've conceded 1 goal. You know, they are the kings of Europe. Enzo Maresca and the boys had a very different plan in mind. You know, we're going to go through the goals, the key moments, the tactical masterclass we just witnessed, because we were the first ever winners of the new 32-team Club World Cup, and we did it with pure style. And just to give you an idea of how much that meant to me, here's a very quick clip of my reaction to the full-time whistle. Yes! I'm still trying to get my head around that first half. It was, hands down, the best 45 minutes of football we have played all season, if not the last 2 or 3 seasons. From the very first whistle, you could feel it. You know, Maresca said after the game, we won it in the first 10 minutes, and he's spot on. We were on them. We were hungry. We pressed them until they broke. We did to PSG exactly what they do to every other team. The nerves before the game were real. You see their lineup, Dembele, Kvaratskhelia. You know the danger they have. You see them demolish Real Madrid. And you can't help but think, oh, this is going to be a long, long, long night. But you know, right from the off, we looked like the team that actually had a plan. We were tight, we were disciplined, and all the interviews the day before, I can't remember which PSG player turned around and said it. I think it was Gonzalo Ramos. He said, you know, a reporter asked about the plan going forward into the against Chelsea. Do you know what he said? We're not changing anything. There's nothing to change. Yeah. Well, I bet you wish you changed something now, didn't you? Ha! And I'm pretty sure that's the first time they've conceded like 3 goals or lost 3-0 since 1997. Correct me if I'm wrong, but what a statistic. And what a time to do it as well, in a final. A once every 4-year trophy. But first 20 minutes passed, and there you have it. It starts with a long ball. A mistake from Nuno Mendes, who has been brilliant all tournament. And you've got Malo Gusto flying down the wing. He cuts it back. And who's there? Shock. Cole Palmer. And of course it's him, right? You know, he's the guy for the big stage. He just sweeps it into the bottom corner with that beautiful left foot. It was so calm, so composed, and the place just exploded. That was the first goal PSG conceded in over 700 minutes of football in this tournament alone. And it was our boy, Cole Palmer, who delivered it. The so-called flop of the season. You know, oh, Mr. One Season Wonder. 2 goals and an assist in the final. Shut up. You know, we're still celebrating the first one. Still trying to get, you know, your heart rate down. And then 8 minutes later, it happens again. And it's him again. Cole Palmer gets the ball, drives right at the defence, cuts inside on that lethal left foot, does a couple little shimmies, sends Vitinha off shopping for probably a lovely French baguette, and just slides it into the bottom left corner, side netting again. I was screaming. I mean, I was jumping around outside, running around like a knobhead. The commentators were losing their minds. No one could understand what was happening. And even as a Chelsea fan, I was not expecting this to happen. I thought, if anything, it was just going to be majority PSG, and then if we were lucky to scrape a goal, then we were lucky. And just when you thought it couldn't get possibly any better, on the 43rd minute, halftime is just around the corner, and Cole Palmer, who's already got 2 goals, decides, you know, I'll have an assist. Stuff it. He plays the most perfectly weighted through ball you will ever see, splits their defence wide open, and who was on the end of it? Of course, our new signing, Zé Pedro. The man who was on holiday 2 weeks ago signs for Chelsea and now is a World Cup, in a World Cup final. And what does he do? The absolute audacity. He just dinks it. A cheeky little dink over Donnarumma. 3-0. I'm like in dreamland. The half-time whistle went and we already had one hand on a trophy that we all went into this thinking, ugh, these are the world champions, the European champions. And we've just humiliated them. They were on for a fucking historic quadruple. It's absolutely sensational. Absolutely incredible. So, let's talk about Cole Palmer. Let's take a minute, because what we saw tonight was a legacy performance. 2 goals, 1 assist, player of the match, golden ball winner for the best player of the tournament. The man's unplayable. Every single time he got the ball, you just knew something was about to happen. He was cocky, creative, and was completely and utterly ruthless. This is a player who stepped onto the biggest stage in World Club football and delivered an absolute masterclass. He hit his cold celebration, and that is what he is. Ice in his veins, a proper world beater. But this win wasn't just about one man, it was a complete team performance. And the game plan from Maresca was just perfection. He got it so right. He knew PSG's strengths and he shut them down. He set up to press like demons and be aggressive. He man-to-man marked all over the place. He even put Reece James, our captain, in midfield next to Moises Caicedo. And the two of them just ran the show. They were absolute monsters in there. They controlled the tempo and PSG just had nothing. They just couldn't do anything. And then you got the back line. My God, Trevor Chalobah and Cole were absolute rocks. Marc Cucurella and Malo Gusto never stopped running up and down the wings. Unbelievable. They kept some of the most dangerous attackers in world football at the moment, Dembele and Kvaratskhelia, completely silent. Dembele was nowhere to be seen. And behind them, Robert Sánchez. I think he's just had the best game of his career. Best game of his life. And from that game, I think that just gives you a glimpse of what Maresca has seen in that man all season and why he's probably backed him all season. And you have to hold your hands up and just say, well done. I'm speechless, genuinely speechless from that performance from Robert Sánchez. No one can say, he even had one slip up in that game. I don't care because it didn't lead to a goal. So therefore it doesn't care. It doesn't matter. But he saved us from moments where they should have just been goals. We should have conceded. But we didn't. Because of him. Because of the man we all wanted out so much. And the transfer rumours of us wanting Donnarumma. He can ram it. I'd rather Sánchez after that performance. Oh my God. And then there's Zé Pedro. Scores 2 in the semi-final and then bags, a crucial 3rd goal last night. I wanted to do a video last night, but I just wanted to be in the moment. I didn't want to take the moment away. I wanted to just watch everything. I wanted to watch the trophy. I just wanted to be there. And I was like, you know what? I'll just do the video in the morning. I need to be present in this. Zé Pedro, he's been at the club for what, 5 minutes? And he's already a world champion. Correct me if I'm wrong, that's his first trophy. And he scored in the final. Every single player, from the starters to the subs of like Nkunku and Shrewsbury Hall, who came on close to it, was absolutely immense. Stuff it. Keep them both. I don't even want to sell them. Just keep them. That second half, we were just so professional. We just saw the game out. We stayed solid, and you could see PSG were getting more and more wound up. Their heads completely fell off in the 86th minute when João Neves just got a straight red card for pulling Cucurella's beautiful, long, luscious locks. And after he went and had a look at, at the VAR, which, by the way, was pathetic, because, let's be honest, you didn't need to go to the to the box and review it yourself. You could have just let VAR do it, but maybe they're just trying to make it seem like the referees are in control, but it's just pathetic. And that referee, by the way, was a 12th man for PSG, and they still lost. But when that final whistle came, seeing Reece James, our Cobham boy, our captain, lift that trophy, that was just a moment I'll never forget. And this isn't any old cup. This was the first ever 32-team FIFA Club World Cup, and we are champions. We've won the lot. We have now won the Club World Cup for the 2nd time in our history. The first English club to ever do it. We get to wear that gold badge on our chest with pride for the next 4 years. This win sends a massive message to the rest of Europe and, more importantly, to the rest of the Premier League. We fought our way back into the top 4 last season, and now we've just gone and thumped the best team in Europe to become world champions. This isn't just a one-off. This is a statement. Something special is happening under Enzo Maresca. The winning mentality is back. The quality is undeniable. We are now a problem. For every single rival fan who was laughing at us, look at us now. Champions of the world. We just beat your so-called Champions League winners 3-0. And honestly, it was easy. Let that sink in. To all the other Premier League clubs, you should be worried. You should be very, very worried. Chelsea Football Club is back. And we're coming for everything. This is a historic day for the club that we love. We went up against all odds and showed the entire world what Chelsea's all about. I am so incredibly proud of this manager, this team, this club, this fan base. Ah, what a night. What a win. What a team. You know, if you're here and you love it and you've made it this far into the video, drop a like and subscribe to the channel, you know, especially if you're just as happy as I am. You know, do you know what? I'm off to watch the highlights for the 10th time. So let me know your reactions down in the comment section. What was your favourite moment? Who was your man of the match? Get in the comments and join the celebration. Until next time, come on you Blues. Champions of the world. Peace.